9:10 here at the U.S. Lacrosse headquarters as we get ready for this fantastic All-Star game, the IWLCA. Monica, your thoughts on today?
Very excited to see the national championship James Madison Dukes play today. Haley Warden, Elena Romsberg, two of the big contributors to that team that just defeated Boston College last weekend. Got to see them play earlier this year against Towson. That was a phenomenal game. No surprise that a lot of the players from that contest are playing in this all-star game here today.
And, of course, so many fun players will be watching today, not only at the D1 level, but also D2 and D3. Some very good players there as well. It should be an exciting day with plenty of goals scored as well, because it's an all-star game and we don't see a lot of defense in these things.
Well, it's certainly true, and we have the players that can put up the numbers. Kylie Ohlmiller, probably one of the most exciting players in lacrosse this year with the number of points that she put up during the season. Led the nation, one of the Tewaaraton finalists.
Yeah, again, so many fun folks to watch in this game. Hopefully it'll be a good one today as we're here again in just north of Baltimore and William G. Tierney Field. Bill Tierney Field, of course, named after the Denver head coach. And really expecting some good things today. And so many players to watch. Again, you mentioned a few of them in this game. But really, we should be having a fun day.
If the weather doesn't ruin it.
Yeah, well, they have turf here. We're good if that happens.
I'm just worried about thunder. Last weekend, it was a beautiful day, but our games got pushed a day because of lightning, even though we didn't see any of it, but it was on the radar.
Where was that?
It was in Salem for the Division III National Championship.
Okay.
And, we were all set up and ready to go, and they kept pushing the games back, and then eventually they moved them to Monday. So it was very frustrating.
No. Just those players to watch we gave you guys.
Monica, for the Division II, do you have a series of players that you're thinking about talking about?
Yeah, so they were the ones, I sent like 6 for each. Do you want me to give you the numbers?
Sure.
Okay, so for North, it's 3, 6, 10, 14, and then the goalies, 21 and 22. And then for the South, it's 4, 5, 7, 9, 12, and 22.
Can I take a quick look to see what the accomplishments?
Yeah. Did you guys not get? I sent it last Sunday. Did you not get it?
Could you pull that up and forward that to me so you can
request your cooperation by supporting the participants.
Hello and welcome to U.S. Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Some of the best women's lacrosse players have gathered today to face off in the IWLCA Division I All-Star Game. Hi, lacrosse fans. Jeremy Huber here with Monica Moore. And Monica, you've had a chance to see some of these players throughout the year. We're looking at a lot of talent on display here in Maryland today.
Absolutely. I've seen a lot of these players play throughout the season, but the opportunity to see them today on these all-star teams, we are in for a real treat. Let's go ahead and talk about some of our players to watch for today's contest. And Jeremy, for the North, I think one of the players I'm most excited about seeing that I haven't seen this year is Kylie Ohlmiller, who led the nation this year with 157 points on the year. She is a two-time Tewaaraton Award finalist. She's a player that I think will be really dynamic on the offense today for the North. And to go along with Ohlmiller, they also have Holly Turner, who was a player this year who did such a good job of setting up her teammates. You see that she had 51 assists on the year to go along with 42 goals. That's 93 points for the player from UMass. So when you put those two players together, that's a pretty exciting group to have on your offense.
The north side, maybe seemingly more of the talent advantage, at least when it comes to the name talent, but some very good players on this south team. Who are some of those folks to watch, Monica?
Well, I think one of the ones that you want to keep your eyes on today is Nicole Beatson from Winthrop. She's another player who can light up the scoreboard. 90 goals on the year. That put her second in the country to go along with her 30 assists. Of course, she was the Big South Offensive Player of the Year. And then another player that I have gotten to see play, Jenna Collins from Navy. She does absolutely everything out on the field. When you look at her stat line, 83 goals, 31 assists, 51 ground balls, and 100 draw controls on the year for Jenna Collins. She was a huge standout in the Patriot League this year.
Yeah, I had a chance to watch her against American this year. Of course, her twin sister as well, Julia. Again, really good dynamic duo, but a great Navy team this year in that Patriot League. But again, so much talent on display in this game, and really a fun way for these ladies to cap off their careers.
I think so, and they are familiar with a lot of their teammates, and so I think the opportunity to cap off their college careers, getting to play together with some people that they have respected for so long, and of course, when you get to this point, you don't want your career to end, so getting just another opportunity to get out on the field, to play some good lacrosse at a competitive level, you could not ask for anything more.
One other thing to watch in this game, a lot of folks from that James Madison team, bit of a somewhat surprise national champion. Of course, they had the record. I don't know if folks thought, hey, maybe one of the bigger squads would take home the title, Maryland, Boston College, but the Dukes able to get the victory in the national championship. A little celebration for them today.
When I got to see them earlier in the year, they played Towson during the CAA final and just saw how good they were out on the field. And we have Elena Romsberg today, Haley Warden, and of course Tiana Walfer all playing in this all-star game, as well as some of those players from the Towson game as well. But congratulations to the Dukes for what they were able to do. Congratulations to Shelley Clays-Balcom, who coached that team and did such a great job getting her team to the national championship final, as well as for Boston College. They had a wonderful season as well.
And of course, Coach Clays-Balcom was supposed to be here today, had a little family emergency come up, so she is not replaced in the starting or in the coach's box by Lauren Gunning, an assistant from UConn. Also for Penn State, the North coach, it's Amy Altig, a Penn State assistant. And I tell you, Monica, I wonder for both of these two, really a good opportunity to coach, be the head coach of some of this high-level talent, even if it is just an all-star game.
Well, I think that's exactly right. I think this is an exciting opportunity for both. And when I heard that Lauren Gunning was going to be coaching, and I'll date myself a little bit, I remember watching her play when she played for UConn. That was the first thing I said to you. And so really excited now to see her get to this level. She's doing such a great job on the coaching staff for UConn, and then for Amy Altig as well from Penn State.
Almost ready for to get this one going. Of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about our beautiful facility here, U.S. Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Again, what a place to go ahead and hold this type of game.
Absolutely. This facility is so nice. Of course, they have the museum downstairs, which is just a great opportunity to look through some history and to see some of the greats. And so if you have not been here, I definitely want to encourage you to come see everything at this facility. And the field is absolutely beautiful.
Let's take a quick pause for our national anthem. So our national anthem, and we are ready for some lacrosse here in Sparks. Again, Monica, you don't really have keys to the game in a game like this, but what are you looking for out of these players in this all-star game format?
Well, anytime you play lacrosse, draw controls are always a big thing. So for the players today to get the opportunity to compete in the circle and on the circle, that's going to be a great battle to watch. We haven't talked about some of the goalkeepers yet, but because this is an all-star game, you can expect that there's going to be a lot of offense out on the field. So these great goalkeepers who have had fantastic seasons are going to get an opportunity to shine and just to see how these teams work together in terms of setting up their offense. They had practice yesterday to get used to playing together a little bit. And so it will be very interesting to see how they're able to distribute the ball and set up their plays on offense.
Most definitely. We'll have to see if it's a possibility because of the fact that these teams have some groups of players together. Maybe that will be the defining moment in this game. Some of the folks, the James Madisons, that kind of bringing two or three folks together from the same squad, maybe that little bit of a connectivity might be the difference in this game.
We certainly do already have some chemistry between those players that have played together for so long.
So we're almost ready to get this one started. Taking the draw for the North squad will be Allison Lane out of Marquette and Haley Warden out of James Madison in the circle for the South team. So almost underway, and here we go. Glad to have you along here in Sparks, Maryland for the IWLCA Division I All-Star Game. Here it comes, folks. Quick start. Shot, and that'll be saved. So a nice first stop there for the South goalie, Lucille Darlington.
And a nice job getting the offense started early on. You see they're just going straight to goal, looking to test the goalkeepers early on. Nice job by Darlington early in this contest to make a couple of big stops for the South.
But then Allison Lane with that goal. So the Marquette product, 3-time All-Big East. And again, she is a player that you got to see a few times this year in your covering of women's lacrosse, correct?
Absolutely. I have watched her play and Big East play for several years now. Been very impressed with her ability to win draw controls. What a great pass, the feed, the quick shot, and bounces right into the goal for Allison Lane, finishing her career at Marquette, second all-time in draw controls.
And it looked like it was Kylie Oldmiller with the dish. So, again, not only a goal scorer, but Oldmiller, you look at those stats, and you talked about it, Monica. Boy, I mean, she just fills the stat sheet up with those numbers. I mean, they're out of this world.
She's an impressive player who really can do it all out on the lacrosse field, a big reason for a lot of the success that Stony Brook has had this year. And you see, once again, just looking straight to goal, trying to get the offense going early on.
I think that's something to watch in this game is, again, how do you go ahead and find openings, besides just straight man-to-man, which, again, it's an all-star game. That'll happen. And again, defensively, it's pretty much stay with who's in front of you, right?
When they're getting great movement, great cutters. Look at that behind the back. What a play for Oldmiller.
Again, I think that's the other thing we see in these games, Monica, is the fact because it's not the high stakes of a regular season game, these ladies get to show off all their skills.
Absolutely. That was a highlight reel worthy goal for Kylie Oldmiller to top off a career that has been highlight reel worthy. And they're just doing a great job getting movement early on. They're spotting their teammates. Some great feeds to set up these plays. And take a look at this shot by Kylie Oldmiller behind the back. Perfect placement. It's been a great start to this contest for the North.
And it's funny, Monica, you see the behind-the-back shot a lot in the men's game now. They're kind of putting it from the box lacrosse, not as much in the women's game because of the different restrictions that aren't there maybe in the men's game, but seeing a play like that, seeing exactly what these ladies can do with that stick work.
And a great win here by the South with the draw control. First opportunity here to set up their offense. And as we talked about, they really have some special players on the roster for the South as well.
Here comes Collins, trying to get the goal, cut off. I'll bring it back out.
Nice cut.
And a nice save there as it'll be stopped by Courtney Barrett, the goalie out of UMass Lowell.
And Barrett, of course, having a great career. She has been with that Riverhawk program since its inception in 2015. First player in career history at that program to get over 600 saves. And that's really something when you start with a program from the ground up. Really helped to set the mark for the program and for future classes coming through.
You're right about that, Monica. There's usually those 3 special classes at a program. It's the one that starts it, the one that really gets them to the upper echelon, and then the championship program. Those are the ones that seemingly kind of go down in history in a place, and she'll be part of that first group.
Good defense here. Pushing the offense out, not allowing any good lanes to goal.
Take it back out, and again, start the offense up again.
Shot clock starting to wind down on this possession.
Shot, and that's a goal. Put away. Nice shot coming from Katie O'Donnell out of Penn State, out of Westchester, Pennsylvania, and the North with a quick 3-0 lead.
And no surprise, in an all-star contest, you're seeing some good balance out on the field. So many different offensive weapons, and O'Donnell just another of the weapons. 61 goals on the season for Penn State. And she's one of those players I know that's really excited about getting to play for Amy Altig in her last college lacrosse game. And you see that was just a great shot. Good placement, got a lot of power behind it, and a nice finish for Katie O'Donnell.
And it's funny, you mentioned the shot clock running down there. That goal came with under 20 seconds to go. Those really aren't words you use in an all-star game, shot clock running down, but it was good to see that, again, maybe just because of the skill level, kind of took their time till they found a really good shot.
This time the North going with Haley O'Hanlon in the draw control circle. She wins possession.
Across the restraining line and ready to set up their offense, already with a 3-0 lead. Pass in front, and it'll be snagged. Good play in goal by Lucille Darlington.
Excellent job by the goalkeeper, being really aware of where the ball was, getting very active, being that additional defender out on the field.
Darlington out of Wagner. Set the school wins record with 14. Long outlet pass. May have ourselves a fast break here, but kind of checked up for a second, and now we will have a chance at goal. Actually, will end up being run out. Good defensive play. Interesting to watch how the ball bounces off this turf.
And certainly if we do get weather later on, that will become an issue as well in terms of how the ball will bounce if the field gets a bit waterlogged, as we get a turnover here by the South.
And when thrown away is Gillingham out of Towson, and Kohler out of Campbell couldn't connect on that passing play.
So far it has been the North really making a statement early on in this contest. We asked before the contest if there were records for the North and South. They don't really keep those for this contest.
Pass in front, knocked away, and ends up in the cross of Darlington as giving chase, one of the attackers for the North.
That was very well defended by the South on that possession.
You talk about the records in this thing, you would think, especially early on, the North a little bit better, of course, because of the fact that, but the game, its growth down the eastern seaboard and going out west. A lot more folks playing women's lacrosse now, so a lot better players in different areas.
That was a nice idea, the South looking for Mackenzie Kohler on that last possession, but just not getting any second chance opportunities on their end of the field. That's been a difference because the North has taken advantage and they got that second chance opportunity to open up scoring.
And that's Old Miller again, putting it away off the feed from Molly Cobb out of Notre Dame. But Kylie Old Miller, her second goal of the day.
And great shot selection once again by Old Miller. She is just that player who makes smart decisions every single time out on the field. She finished her 4-year career at Stony Brook with an NCAA record 498 points. 246 of those were assists for Ole Miller.
We've seen it as we'll see the replay here. Again, a nice feed, and then Ole Miller goes to work.
Take a look at this catch and just fluid motion as she goes for the shot selection. She saw where the goalkeeper's positioning was, where her stick was, and made the smart choice. And that is what Kylie Ole Miller has done time and time again in her lacrosse career.
And it's funny, Monica, in some of the games we've done, women's games, we always talk about the fact that, it's great if you're a scorer, but if you can do both, it makes you so much more deadly as a scorer because they don't know what you're going to do.
Well, it's certainly true because it makes the defense have to work a little bit harder, those defenders having to guess what you're going to do. And that was a great feed inside to Kohler.
Barrett making the save. Collins keeps it moving quickly. Thought they might have a lane, but again, the North defense getting back and adjusting very quickly.
They're doing a nice job here defending behind goal, making it a little more difficult to get those feeds from behind the cage.
Collins, shot wide of the cage. It'll stay with the South.
And she was so well defended. Two defenders coming over, making her readjust, and just did not have the angle.
Play this back up to the top. This is Howell. Nothing there. Again, that North defense doing a great job. Again, good defense by Cobb.
And again, they're doing a nice job covering Kayla Riley. Because Riley has been looking to feed from behind goal, and there just have not been a lot of good lanes.
Collins feed in front and a goal. What a look by Jenna Collins as Kayla Riley puts that one away for the first goal for the South.
Again, Jenna Collins is just one of those players that does it all out on the field. The big things, the little things. That was a tremendous feed by Collins to set up Riley, who was a huge standout this year for the Camels of Campbell University. We're going to see the feed once again. Well set up, the quick catch and shoot by Kayla Riley. And of course, Riley known a bit more for her ability to feed.
I was going to say the same thing. Campbell's all-time assist leader. So now the South looking for goal number 2.
They've got a little momentum here after the Riley goal, but not able to hold on to it. And so far, I've been very impressed with the defensive unit for the North as well. Again, haven't allowed a lot of second chance opportunities. That last goal by Riley was off of a second chance opportunity.
It's interesting. Referees letting them play a little bit, maybe more than they would in a regular season or a playoff game. Seen some contact. Has been let go. Not a bad thing.
No, that's certainly right. You expect them to make the big calls for the dangerous plays or someone gets hit in the head.
Good chance here, and that's another goal for the North. This time, Dana Davis out of Robert Morris puts it away, and the lead grows to 4 for the North.
Dana Davis, 20 goals on the year at Robert Morris, but just another player that filled every box in the statistical categories this year for the Colonials, having a great season, a great career.
Yeah, Robert Morris in the men's team of the NCAA tournament this year. Here's Davis again.
And as we talked about earlier, one thing that's been very impressive about the North, they just go straight to goal. They're not letting a lot of time elapse on the shot clock. Once again, you see the shot placement right there. If it had just been an inch further to the left, it would have hit the post. What a shot by Dana Davis.
It's funny on that replay, good shot by our crew. You saw Jenna Collins kind of pointing to one of the other defenders over here. So maybe the communication for the North a bit better than the South so far in this game, as that North defensive unit has been great. Pass in front, quick stick shot, but it'll be saved again by Darlington.
A bit of a difficult catch there for Gallagher. She did a nice job getting the shot off, but well read by the goalkeeper, Darlington. She has been heavily tested early on in this contest. Of course, played for Wagner.
So, go ahead, Monica.
She was 20th in the country this year with her goals against average of 10.05, 115 saves on the year.
Pass in front into a bunch of traffic, and then it'll be picked off out of the air by a defender and given back over to Barrett. I believe that was Caroline Doyle with the quick stick there. And now, ball loose, and the whistle will blow. That'll be the South ball.
Nice play by Kohler, not giving up. Pressure on the ride to force the turnover and give the South another opportunity.
Pass in front, shot, and a score. Again, this time for the North, it'll be Mackenzie Kohler putting that one away.
And nice to see her get rewarded. She has been very active out on the field for the South. I have been very impressed with her today. Again, we talked about everything she did at Campbell. Another look here, and a bit unsettled here for the defense. As you see, no one over near Kohler, and she just reacts quickly. The high shot, the defense could not recover quickly enough to try to stop that shot by Kohler.
And it's funny, Monica, I saw that as well, where a little late on the substitutions for the North side, and Collins looked like she was going to pull up, but then I think she was waiting for the perfect opportunity. She found it to find Kohler.
And a little make it take it here for the South as they're looking to cut into this lead that the North was able to put together early on in this contest. Seems like they're getting their chemistry together as a team, playing a little more fluid.
Nice move to get some open space, but good defense on the stick check to take it away.
And this is Jacqueline Kennedy out of Binghamton.
She's definitely in the all-name team in this one.
Of course, a great career for her on the defensive end.
Maybe a chance here. Shot over top of the cage. That one coming off the stick of Emily Gillingham of Towson, so pretty much down the road for her in this one.
I was thinking that on my drive up here, that some of these players did not have far to travel. Excellent defense once again by the North. They're doing a nice job challenging.
Shot past the cage. And this will stay with the South. No, you're right. This North defense has done a great job so far. The opportunities for the South few and far between.
And just everything contested, disrupted. You see how quickly they're getting to the ball. Shot clock not resetting. And the North will finally come up with it.
Almost taken away there by Gillingham on the ride. But here comes the North with a 3-goal lead.
Alexis Smith pushing the ball up the field. You see the quick ball movement.
And another goal for the North, and Riley Hill with a nice play there, Monica. As she didn't take the shot right away, she waited, and then got the perfect opportunity.
And another one of the players I have watched play for years and excited to get to see her play one more time. One of the standouts for Marquette this year. Most points in a single season in program history with 67 this season for the Golden Eagles. And what was so impressive about the North was the clear, how quickly they worked the ball up the field and were able to get this ball over to Riley Hill. You're going to see the pass here coming from Burnett. And you're exactly right, Jeremy. Just the patience, the smart decision-making of Hill to get the right angle after she saw where the goalkeeper was positioned.
Didn't have to whip it on net. She got goaltender Darlington out of position and then put it away. Almost another golden opportunity for the North, but gets loose. Chased down by Brianne Arthur out of Binghamton.
The players for the North are just moving so well off ball. Doing a nice job trying to set up these plays. What a goal by O'Hanlon.
Haley O'Hanlon out of Colgate, 4-time Patriot League selection. And again, adding a little bit more to her stellar career up north in New York State.
And again, it's just how quickly the ball is moving on this side. It's been hard for the defense to recover, to slide quickly. Really great chemistry by the North so far in this contest. And once again, look at the shot selection here for O'Hanlon. Doing a nice job. Changes direction. Heading to goal. Just to get a step on her defender, to get her hands free. And then a high shot for O'Hanlon.
You know, with these teams playing man-to-man right now, some of these moves that maybe you wouldn't get away with in a normal lacrosse game, you're getting away with them today.
And another nice job by the North with a draw control win. That was Dana Davis. We don't have the stats for you, but it does seem like that the North has led in that category. Another nice stop, though, by Darlington.
And Lucille Darlington has given up 7 goals, but she's made some great saves on point-blank opportunities from the North.
And again, it being an all-star game, we knew these goalkeepers were going to be tested all day long. But she has had some great stops in this contest.
Here's a chance here for the North. And again, a save, this time by Barrett. As the South point-blank look, I believe that was Shannon Fitzgerald out of Johns Hopkins who had the chance but couldn't put it away.
We talked a little bit about Courtney Barrett and helping to set the tone for her program. What a great career she had. What a great season she had. Credited with 11 of her program's 12 wins. She led her team in ground balls and caused turnovers this year. And a new program records for saves in a game. She had 15 in a contest this year.
And one picked up. Kathy Rudkin on the clear, put it ahead. Over to her teammate Taylor Hinch, and then thrown away.
So a couple of turnovers as well for the South that have plagued them on the offensive end of the field.
If we mention Rudkin and Hinch out of that Maryland program that fell in the semifinals this year in the NCAA tournament.
But I watched them play several times this year. That was a special team. They had so much talent on that squad.
Here's Darlington.
Once again, being very active. We have seen her come out and disrupt this offense several times.
If you're going to do it in the All-Star game, because if you give up a goal like that in a regular season, you're going to hear it from your coach. But may have started a fast break. Collins out in front, and now the South will pull it back.
Well, certainly these players want to win. They want to do their best, but this is just a lot of fun out on the field as well, getting to play with this level of talent. And as you said, maybe getting to try a couple things you wouldn't normally try in a contest.
Against your last game, throw some caution to the wind. Collins looking for an opening. She'll get rid of it. Now pass in front, knocked down by a stick, and ends up in the cross of the keeper, Barrett.
And the North just continuing to impress on defense. We've obviously talked a lot about all the goal scoring on the offensive end of the field, but have to talk about the work that they're doing on the defensive end of the field as well. Nice pressure, though, on the ride.
This is Caston out of Rutgers. Nice pass. Keep it moving. Behind the back, look for the feed on the doorstep, but it doesn't go the right way for the North.
Prime example of a pass you probably wouldn't have made during the regular season.
Yeah, that would get you some quality time with your coach. Not the good kind either.
You see, once again, Darlington coming out of the net, trying to start this clear for the South.
Tell the South looking for some fast break opportunities because that North defense has been so good. And again, even when it looks like they may have a transition chance, that defense just kind of collapses back down.
Well, some of their best opportunities have been on unsettled situations, so a good idea to try to take advantage.
Collins Has it checked away at the last second, but then ends up in the goal.
Not necessarily the prettiest goal that you will see, but it counts all the same. And again, just created by Jenna Collins' toughness, always working, always looking to create.
And that's the thing, Monica. One of the impressive things about Collins, you get the up-close look at her, just a powerfully built lacrosse player, especially for the women's game. I mean, she can kind of just make way for herself.
With so much will and want to in terms of scoring. As you see here, this is going to get deflected, but she's still got enough on it. It goes over the goalkeeper and finds its way somehow into the net for Jenna Collins.
And we'd be remiss if we didn't say the fact that by going to Navy, that helps a little bit with all the training they have to do.
When you just look at what she did over her career, I mean, she is the school's career record holder in goals with 224 shots. So we get another shot by the South. Shots on goal, free position goals, games played, and games started. I mean, that is quite a stat line to end your career. It just tells you everything you need to know about Jenna Collins and what a worker she is both on and off the field.
So the South goes to work, trailing by 4. This is Hench. Sends it behind the cage. Riley with it, pass out in front. They might have an opportunity there. Shot and an easy save by Barrett. As that defense just making life tough on the O for the South.
And that's exactly right. Barrett has certainly played well in goal, but she's been helped out a lot by the defensive back line in front of her because they have disrupted a lot of these shots and not given the South a lot of good shots, a lot of point-blank opportunities against Courtney Barrett. Wow.
Shot and a score. Again, nice feed. And the put away for the North by Maggie Gallagher.
And that's what's really stood out to me in this first half about the North is that the ball doesn't stay in one place for very long. The players get rid of it very quickly, and that's how they've done such a good job getting around this defense. It's the quick ball movement that has been the storyline. This team for the North, they've looked like they've played together for a whole season with just the chemistry, the way that they're able to work the ball around, these great quick passes, great shot opportunities, another nice feed. Look at the catch, and then the shot. Once again, great placement, a little higher. It would have been over top of the goal, and nice finish by the North.
And I think when we mentioned it before, Amy Altig, the assistant for Penn State, being the head coach in this game, got to give her some credit for being able to go ahead and, again, you say, okay, talent, whatever, but they have played very well together for a team that really has been just put together days ago. And here's another chance and another goal, and they will allow this one as it was Haley O'Hanlon with her second of the game.
But again, this is just a player who's moving so well without the ball in her stick to put herself in the right place, even though that pass was not on the mark. O'Hanlon was crashing in to get the possession and the quick shot.
Haley O'Hanlon, 4-time All-Patriot League selection, as Monica told you, those career highs this year, and she adds another goal to her total in 2018.
And you're going to take a look here. So again, failed pass, but O'Hanlon was crashing inside, working so well without the ball in her stick. Great decision once again on shot placement. And that's something else the North has done really well today is their shot selection. This is a very strong goalkeeper that you have in goal in terms of Lucille Darlington. They have made very good decisions. And Allison Lane winning another draw control. She has all that height. I think she's 5'10 or 5'11 if I remember correctly.
Had a chance for a shot there, but the South defense reacts, and they'll go the other way as we come up on 2 minutes to go in our opening half. 9-3 lead for the North. They're in Navy today, while the South is in white. Here's another takeaway, and this time Molly Cobb showing up on the defensive end.
And again, quickly working the ball ahead, trying to see if she can create a transition opportunity for her squad.
Loose ball and good pickup. Back behind the net by by Alexis Zajura of Elon.
And Elon, of course, one of those schools that done a really nice job with their lacrosse program. Of course, they're in the CAA along with James Madison and Towson, so you've got two powerhouse programs in your conference, but they did a nice job this year.
So get away, but track down. And the South will go to work. Just over a minute to go, looking to cut into this 6-goal deficit.
And just not getting as quick of ball movement as we have seen on the north side of the field. A lot of players going with their own individual efforts. That one off the post.
Montalbano out of Towson with that shot. Gets away. Again, tracked down. There comes the South again. Pass in front. Now the work behind the cage from X. This is Hoover. Out to the top. Pass in front. Chance here and bounced in. Nice move by Catherine Judge out of Winthrop to find the back of the net with little time left to go in the half.
Good patience for the South on that offensive opportunity. One of the North defenders had actually lost her cross. And that will end a first half that was full of a lot of offensive fireworks, Jeremy. So you're going to get a look here. Just again, nice job with the shot placement there, adjusting or where the goalkeeper was positioned. She had come out of goal, and so a nice finish for the South in that first half.
So that brings us to our end of our first half. We'll take a short break. When we do, we'll go ahead and let you take a look at this beautiful facility here in Sparks, Maryland, the U.S. Lacrosse headquarters. Let's take a look at that right now. And welcome back. Almost time for our second half here in Sparks. The North leading the South 9-4 in the IWLCA Division I All-Star Game. Jeremy Hooper, Monica Moore back with you. Monica, we did see some high-level skill in that first half.
Absolutely, and again, we talked a lot about it. Worked so well for the North was the quick ball movement and the great movement. Even when players didn't have the ball in their sticks, they created a lot of great offense that way. Did a nice job getting on the scoreboard early on. They worked really well as a unit, a lot of assisted goals for the North. And then, of course, their defense as well was extremely strong in the first half.
Leading scorers in that half actually spread around pretty well. Haley O'Hanlon, 2 goals for the North. 2 goals for the South, Jenna Collins, and the South going to work on offense first in our second 30-minute half of this one. 30-minute halves in these games, in this D1 game today. South is in the white, the North is in the navy blue.
Of course, we pretty much have a running clock and a 5-minute halftime, so a little shorter than your normal college game. Good idea, but great defense once again by the North and Kennedy.
Both teams swapping out their goalies in this second half. Maggie Friel in for the South. Kyle Larkin in for the North. Larkin out of Quinnipiac. Friel out of Furman.
So another opportunity coming up here for the South, finding themselves down by 5.
Here comes Collins. Shot, bidding for the hat trick. Can't get it as as Larkin makes the nice save.
Larkin, another one of these great goalkeepers, had such a tremendous college career. 51.1 save percentage this year, 10.32 goals against average.
And that one off the side of the cage. And now the South goes back to work. This is Romesburg.
Trying to get a step on her defender. Well cut off.
Romesburg, 66 goals on the season for the national champion, James Madison Dukes. Pass in front, chance, and a score. Nice feed, and Madison Hoover out of Louisville put it away.
And there was not a lot of that open in the first half, so a good job by the South to take advantage when they had a great pass opportunity from behind goal. She was right on the doorstep for that shot opportunity. So a great finish to start off this second half.
Hoover started all 15 of her games for the Cardinals this year. It's got a 4-goal game against Vanderbilt back in February. Again, our clock running. So again, does keep the pace going a little bit.
Shannon Fitzgerald now in the contest for the South, one of the players for John Hopkins. Get another look here. You see she is right on the doorstep. And again, great shot placement. You can really see it by these angles that our crew is getting. Just a nice opportunity there for Hoover. Unsettled situation, but the defense recovers so quickly for the North, and another turnover for the South. That's at least 3 unforced.
That was Fitzgerald, just didn't look it into her cross. On a bad feed at all from Collins, so opportunity to cut it down to a 3-goal game goes by the wayside for the South. Here comes the North looking for their 10th tally of the day. This is Burnett. Nice feed in front, but can't connect as he was trying to find Ohlmiller looking for her 3rd goal of the day.
A nice idea by the North. And again, just getting great cuts out of players from all over the field. Certainly seems like that might have been something they emphasized in practice yesterday, because they are just getting such great movement on their offensive end of the field.
Yeah, you said it again. They've done a great job in that regard. But the South, really after weathering that early storm, have a chance to get this thing neck down to a 3-goal deficit.
They did a great job staying in this contest. As you talked about, just really a balanced offensive effort. Jenna Collins, the leading goal scorer in that first half, as that was a good opportunity, just not the right angle.
And shot taken by Haley Warden out of James Madison. Again, what a year for the Dukes with that national championship win, 1-goal victory against Boston College. Shot and a score. So back on the board is the North, this time putting it away, Molly Cobb out of Notre Dame.
And we've talked so much about it, but you see how quickly they score. They waste no time working to goal, getting good opportunities. Molly Cobb, all these midfielders, then we talked about stats that they have put up on the season, as she just got free, went straight to goal, and took advantage of the opportunity. She had 24 goals on the year, 26 ground balls, 15 draw control wins, 16 calls turnovers. Just one of those players that does everything out on the field. Did a nice job for Notre Dame.
And the thing with Cobb, a little more of a glue player, maybe more than a standout, but you get a format like this, you get your chance, you're going to take advantage of it, and she did with a nice score there.
Well, absolutely. She may not be one of the players in this contest that put up the biggest numbers, but she's the player that was out on the field doing what her team needed her to do in any given situation.
Chance here and a score, so a quick answer by the South as Shannon Fitzgerald puts that one away to again make it a 4-goal game.
And it's the best way for the South to try to create scoring opportunities is to not let the defense get set. So a nice job by Fitzgerald taking advantage of the opportunity. We're going to get another look here before the defense really able to get set up. Nice look for the pass to the trailing Fitzgerald, and then Fitzgerald able to get off the shot. You see defenders were there. Great presence of mind by Fitzgerald.
Well, Fitzgerald in that 5'7" frame helped her out a little bit, able to get over top of that traffic in front. Of course, though, saying that, you kind of looked up and down that roster for the North. They've got a lot of tall players right in that range.
And doing a nice job with the draw control win once again is O'Hanlon, who has done a great job winning possession in this contest so far for the North.
Well, North with possession here, trying to find cutters. Chance here,
Wow.
and what a put away there by the North, as that time it was Haley O'Hanlon with her third of the game.
What a special player is Haley O'Hanlon. We've talked about her with her work on the circle, and that goal, you just saw the change of direction to get around her defender. That was a great individual effort by the player out of Colgate University. So O'Hanlon just having a great day in this contest. Now, her second, watch her just work around the defender one-on-one. The change of direction to the left, getting an opening. And then look at this shot selection. Going low is O'Hanlon.
Talk about changing the eye level of the goalie. Well, you can't see that one. A little coal shovel into the back of the net. And again, the lead back out to 5 for the North squad. But here comes the South again. Nice ground ball pickup there for Emily Gillingham.
And you see she's trying to push it, and that may be something they talked about at halftime when they win those draw controls, really pushing the tempo up the field, trying to take advantage of unsettled situations, because they have had some success there.
Yeah, when it's been time to set up and go, it's been definitely the North advantage. So something the South trying to figure out a way to stay in this matchup. Trying for the fancy dish. And now the whistle will blow, and we'll have our first free position of the game. And guess who? Kylie Oldmiller.
Certainly wouldn't see that in your typical college game, that you would be about 10 minutes into the second half and get your first free position opportunity.
And shocker of shockers, Ole Miller kind of airmailed that one, so.
An opportunity here for the South, and again, you're going to see them try to push this ball up the field on the clear opportunity. Look at the speed, too, to get around her defender. Nice work by Kohler, who has been very impressive in this contest today for the South.
South works it around, gets loose off the stick of Gillingham for a second, but she gathers it back in. Shot, and that ends up in the back of the net. Again, a goal for Shannon Fitzgerald.
She's having a great second half for the South. And interestingly, Shannon Fitzgerald, she played as a two-way midi for her first 3 years at Hopkins, but then they moved her to attack for her senior season. And she matched her career high this past year with 43 points.
Obviously, when you talk about this high level of athlete where they've played in different spots throughout their career, they can make that move.
When you see that a lot in the college game, just based on the personnel on the roster, coaches move players around or they see something in a player that makes them think that they could help the team more in a different spot.
Good to see she was able to take to it like she did.
We've got the Division III All-Stars game coming up later, and there is a goalkeeper in Division III women's lacrosse named Miranda Crone who did not play goalkeeper into her senior year of high school, and she's the best goalkeeper in Division III lacrosse. She is just absolutely outstanding. Just these players that can, I mean, that to move from a field position to the goalkeeping position is quite a move, and then to have the success that she has had at the college level for TCNJ. She's a junior, so we won't see her in this contest coming up later this afternoon.
Maybe next year, but again, as you mentioned, I mean, it's not like going from midfield to attack. It's not, going from midfield back to defense. It's really a lot different skill set that you're having to master in a short amount of time. Montalbano. Good defense again by the North, cutting her off. This is Beetson. The picket fence right now by the North defense. They're in Navy, while the South, they're in the white jerseys. Pass in front, chance, and a score. Nice feed, and Taylor Hench puts it away.
Madison Hoover doing a nice job with the pass, so we have seen a little more work from behind goal to set up those shots.
Hench, a team captain for that Maryland team this year. 35 goals on the season, and another one here.
Take a look at this pass from Madison Hoover out of Louisville. Doing a nice job spotting Hench as who's going to come into your screen right now. Look at that catch because the defender was there. A nice catch by Taylor Hench, and then the finish for the Terrapin that had 35 goals and 6 assists on the year.
Not bad numbers.
Well, especially when you think about all the players around her who were competing to score goals. You had lots of offensive weapons on that Maryland squad.
And in the conference that you do it in as well.
A very good point, because the Big Ten is a very tough lacrosse conference.
So now 11-8, the South. Closest they've had this game since really the early going of the first half.
Well, they made some really nice adjustments at halftime. Again, really trying to push the tempo, trying to take advantage in transition. They're doing a better job on offense, creating opportunities off assists.
Finally gathered in by the keeper, Larkin. A couple golden opportunities to pick up that big ground ball and put it away, but the South couldn't do it. O'Donnell feeds ahead. Here comes Turner.
Good looking clear there by the North. And that is something they have done really well today.
And nice pickoff there on the defensive end. Good job by defender Haley Warden.
What a year she had with that James Madison team. And that James Madison senior class has won more games than any other class in the 50-year history of James Madison lacrosse. And then, of course, to top it off with the program's first ever national championship title. I mean, a storybook senior season for Warden and Romesburg and Walfer.
The Dukes getting the job done. 15 minutes to go in this one, barring overtime. Pass in front, nice spin, and can't find the goal. It's a wonderful play there, the feed, and then Lauren Edney tried to score it but couldn't do it.
And, of course, the shot clock not going to reset here, so it's approaching 30 seconds, but has barely been a factor in this contest today.
And she cut off, so she sends it back behind net to Hoover. Edney going to work with 15 seconds left, and that will bounce its way in. The good finish and gets it by the keeper, Larkin.
So Edney,
First goal, swimmer number 12, Haley Warden.
actually that was Warden, with her first goal of the day. She was actually the 2018 CAA Co-Defensive Player of the Year. And you look at the numbers that Haley Warden put up this season, because it's not just the goal-scoring ability. 108 draw control wins and 45 calls turnovers. That is a huge number for Haley Warden, one of the midfielders on the squad for the Dukes. And we're going to get another look here at Haley Warden. Beautiful shot placement.
So a 2-goal game here. Under 13 and a half to go.
Give the South a lot of credit. Again, those adjustments that they made at halftime.
Yeah, Lauren Gunning filling in for Shelley Clays Baucom, the James Madison coach who was set to coach this game. Had to drop out at the last minute, and coming in, Lauren Gunning. There's a shot and a score, so the North answers back when their lead gets down to 2 as Hannah Burnett out of UMass scores.
Again, they just don't let any time elapse off that shot clock, going straight to goal. They have done that all game long, looking for quick goal-scoring opportunities. We saw that in the first possession of the afternoon, where they just go right down the field, and within the span of about 10 seconds had taken 2 shots, as we're going to get another good look here at this goal. Saw where the defender was, and again, the placement exactly where she needed it to be. Hannah Burnett led her squad this year in goals and was second on the team with 78 points this year.
3-goal advantage for the North. Action-packed game. Glad to have you along here at the U.S. Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. The IWLCA Division I All-Star game.
And that was Gallagher on the draw control win for the North.
Playing behind the net. Shot. That goes wide of the cage.
Some nice work by Ohlmiller, trying to create some offense for her team.
Good defensive reaction by the South. Looked like a wide open lane there for Beetson, for Burnett. Instead, now the South with a chance to make it a 2-goal game again. Pass shot, that one off the pipe. Bounces out, and the South will run it down, as that was Smith out of Monmouth getting the ground ball. This is Romesburg.
Trying to get a step on her defender. Just did not really have the best look at goal on that possession. But it will be backed up by the South. Another offensive opportunity coming up. Excellent defense once again by the North, not letting Hench get to goal. And some nice speed here on the clear by Davis.
Yeah, big stand on the defensive end for the North. Let's see if they can turn defense into offense. A nice swing here with a 3-goal lead. This is Ohlmiller looking for the feed in front. Good defensive play that time by Haley Warden. And now transition game. Here comes the South.
Again, Haley Warden, just the career that she's had, her ability to make plays on the defensive end of the field. She is just the type of midfielder every coach would love to have on their squad.
Catherine Judge moves it along. Now back behind the cage. This is Hoover looking for the cutter. In front, shot and a save. Good job there on the save by the goalkeeper, Kyle Larkin. Keep it a 3-goal game.
483 saves in her career at Quinnipiac. Just was making her way up the all-time lists at Quinnipiac. All-time top 10 in ground balls with 115.
And there's the score. Back to a 2-goal game as the South finds the back of the net. Jenna Collins putting that one away.
She has had a great day today. No surprise for Jenna Collins.
Excuse me, that was not Jenna Collins. That was Jocelyn Donahue of George Washington.
So first goal of the afternoon for Donahue, who was the team MVP for George Washington this year. We're going to get another look here. And again, just great movement. This is what the North has been doing so well. Again, the nice pass to the cutter coming inside. And Jocelyn Donahue, 6th in program history at George Washington with 108 career goals. Really got her team off to a good start this year. It was a program best 7-1 non-conference record this year for the Colonials. Wow, how quickly they score. Oh, actually, that did not go in the net.
Yeah, Amy Altig saying that's a goal. Officials didn't see it. So maybe a big break. Let's see if the South can take advantage of it.
Excellent defense once again.
Popped up by one by Donahue. So let's see, that's a big turning point. Shot, and that one does go in. It rattles around, actually went off the goalkeeper Larkin, but a score for the South. We have a 1-goal game.
So that was a huge turn of events for the North not to get the goal on their end of the field. And then Montalbano getting the score so quickly. All CAA selection is Montalbano. You see working her way on that left side, defender to her right. Great decision making once again.
Yeah, Monica, I don't think that one goes in, if not for the fact that ricocheted back off of Larkin and then back into the net.
So a little unlucky there for the goalkeeper from Quinnipiac. And as you said, Jeremy, a 1-goal game now. The South has clawed their way back into this one. They have had an excellent second half performance, a huge draw control win for Molly Cobb.
Here's Ohlmiller. Trying to find someone, can't do it, so now the North will cycle through their offense up by just 1 goal. And now the South with a chance to take the lead, another takeaway.
Another nice play on the defensive end of the field by Rebecca Tooker. Another one of those players from James Madison on that national championship winning team.
Tooker takes it across the restraining line. We have a chance here for the game-tying goal. Will the South get a good shot here? Riley trying to feed in front, no one home.
And the players around the restraining line going to get involved. The South will hang on to possession.
Carolyn Jamison out of UMBC. She'll take it off the pipe. And out of play, it'll stay with the South. Caught that upper right corner of the goal. Luckily, though, for the South, they win the race.
Fresh shot clock here for the South. Their offensive possessions have often been a little longer than the North.
Play back behind the goal, looking for the cutter in front, and good job in net as Larkin with the good stick able to intercept the pass.
She read that the entire way. We have seen that throughout today's contest. Some very active goalkeepers back in net, trying to take advantage, being that additional defender out on the field when needed.
Loose ball popped up in the air by Oldmiller.
Oldmiller doing such a nice job just sticking with the play. She was absolutely everywhere to save that possession for the North.
Talk about all her scoring stats, but that kind of hunger to win, big, and now a nice setup and a stop. Good job by Maggie Friel to keep this a one-goal game.
And it really is. That certainly doesn't show up on a stat sheet necessarily, but that just that desire to win, to do whatever it takes out on the field. We talked about that a little bit with Jenna Collins as well. Just those special players.
Speaking of Collins, she's on. She'll go with a one-woman clear right here, get this thing across. Will she take it to goal?
Well, it has been a one-goal game for some time now, with the South knocking on the doorstep to try to tie this thing up. This will be the first tie that we have had in this contest.
Warden plays it back behind the cage. Riley out to Collins. Thinks about a shot. Will there be an opening? That's a nice shot off a bit of a screen, but read all the way by Larkin, and she denies Kohler.
A huge save right there for Kyle Larkin, who's trying to hang on to the win for the North. But plenty of time left in this contest.
Chance for an insurance goal here as the North leading by 1. Tight defense by the South. As expected, trailing by 1, trying to get that key turnover here. Shot. That goes wide of the cage and no backup. And that's a tough mistake by the North.
And a nice heads-up play by the goalkeeper for the South, Maggie Friel out of Furman.
Played up ahead. This is Collins.
Just using that quickness once again to try to generate something.
And look at that fancy shot, but right there for the North was Larkin.
That was Kohler once again for the South. As I said, she's been a standout for me today.
Here comes the ride. Almost thrown away, but good job to go pick that one up. Mike Caston almost thrown away again, but back on it is Kennedy.
See what the North does here. They have not wasted a lot of shot clock in this contest, but it's a one-goal game. There's not a ton of differential between the game clock and the shot clock. So the advisable thing to do here would be to run a little time off of this clock, which it looks like that is what they are doing.
Head coach Amy Altig trying to orchestrate this possession as good as she can, but a nice play there to get in the way, and now the South with a chance for the tie. That was Walfer picking that one off.
You love the opportunistic play there by Tiana Walfer. Oh, so close for the South. And this is the biggest ground ball of the game, picked up by the South.
Again, loose ball.
And it's Molly Cobb who came up with it. We have said her name a number of times in this game, and now it's the North's to hang on to. If they can hold on to this possession and not have any turnovers.
South has to force one. Trying to pressure here on this ride. Passed ahead. And that should do it. As Turner will run it out, pass it ahead. And a close one, but the North, with that last second shot, will have a 1-goal victory. North beats the South 12-11, and boy, Monica, it looked like we were going to have a blood on our hands. We got a really good one.
Absolutely. That is everything that you would have expected in an all-star game. And you see the two coaches there. Great coaching on the sidelines. Those halftime adjustments that the South and Lauren Gunning made for that second half, a huge storyline for the South to help them get back in this contest. We saw some fancy shots, really highlight reel worthy. Some of those saves by the goalkeepers in this contest. A lot of offense. It was a close one. What a great start to this day of 3 all-star contests.
Haley O'Hanlon led the North. She had 3 goals in the matchup. Shannon Fitzgerald and Jenna Collins with 2 apiece in this contest for the South, but the North comes away with the victory in this one by a score of 12-11. Exciting one here in our first All-Star game of the day. Remember, we've got 2 more coming up. The D2 All-Star game coming up next, followed by the D3. Here, I believe, is our presentation in this one, is Haley O'Hanlon getting the Player of the Game honors, and well-deserved.
Absolutely. We talked about her a lot in this contest, winning draw controls, being very disruptive on the defensive end of the field, a couple of goals, including one very memorable one, her second one of the game. So Haley O'Hanlon doing a great job along with all of her teammates. Again, a very balanced effort, which is what you would expect in an all-star contest. But a standout among standouts today was O'Hanlon.
O'Hanlon making Colgate and the Patriot League proud. She has 3 goals as the North gets the win in this one by a score of 12-11. That'll wrap it up for our first game. Remember, our second game coming up in just a bit, the D2 All-Star game here from Sparks, Maryland at U.S. Lacrosse headquarters. Till then, we'll talk to you.